Okay, this is part 2 of Egloshayle Old Victorian Cemetery. This is some of the work we've done. This is all under brambles, all these stones. It's taken, I suppose it's 5 or 6 weeks, nearly a couple of months I would have thought, but we've found a lot of history, a lot of names. We've had people come here looking at the graves already, so see there's another Menhinnick back there, Thomas. Let's have a look here, let's have a look here. Anne, beloved daughter of Thomas Bunt and Catherine Menhinnick of this parish, aged 21 years old when she died in 1868. This stone is erected by Arthur as a tribute of respect to the sincere and something friend. And there we have, next door we have the mum and dad of Anne. Here we got Thomas Bunt Menhinnick there. Let's get over to here. Thomas Bunt Menhinnick died in 1886, aged 58 years. And also, that's Catherine, sorry, and this is Thomas Bunt Menhinnick. And he died in 1901, aged 82. So that's Anne, was the daughter of Thomas and Catherine here. So it's nice that they're buried next door. Okay, let's move on. I'll just show you what we're doing at the moment. Two of us are here working. There's Hambley, William Hambley there, age 72. This is what we're doing this morning. Obviously another word in there. 1891, James Fraser. This is what we're doing this morning. Scraping, clearing this one off. This was a butler that worked at Pencarrow, very well thought of apparently. And also of Rebecca McLean, wife of the above. Well, this is what we're doing at the moment anyway. So just dragging all this out just to see what it's all down on some lovely slates that we're clearing. Found all that underneath all this rubbish here. This here is going to eventually be cut out of it, and we're hopefully going to put something on to treat the metal here, hopefully, being that nobody sort of looks after it but us really. Here we have some Cleves, Mary Cleve and John Cleve. There's another Cleve back there. Just been talking to somebody here saying about the stonework, how the masons were really skilled back in them days. Robert and Susan Cleve there at 1866. Sorry, Alfred, son of Robert and Susan Cleve. He aged 24 years when he died. And also the memory of Egder, the youngest son of the above, who died on the 5th day of July 1869, aged 18 years. We'll clean all these off eventually with something. That's going to be our next job for everybody. Here we go, James Dingle, late of Crone Ford, which is about 6 miles from here. And he was aged 89 years when he died in 1865. Also Rebecca, daughter of the above. She died in 1865, aged 50 years. Elijah Ellery. Sorry, Anne, the beloved wife of Elijah Ellery, died at Pencarrow Mill. In 1878, age 54. Also Elijah Asaya, I think. No, it's Asaya, isn't it? Ellery, husband of the above, who died at Pencarrow Mill in 1892. Yeah, so that's the one we're doing today. Just getting this. That tree's just come over on it, see, because that can be all cut off, and the light will shine on him again. Shine on them again, sorry. Here we are, John Goodfellow. Goodfellow's still in Wadebridge. Of Wadebridge. Died in 1896. Oh, sorry, I keep jumping ahead of myself. Jemima, the wife of John Goodfellow. And we got John Goodfellow here. He died in 1912, aged 85 years. She died in 1896. Born on the 28th, 1845, died 1896. So if you guys can work that out. I've not got a mathematical head, but here we go. Philippa Sargent, died in 1865, aged 72 years old. Also, memory of Harriet Sargent, sister of the above, who died on the 8th day of April. She was aged 78, but what year? 18... damn. You will show me a date. Here we go. 1870... I think that's 1872. 1870. Yeah, 1872. Age 78. Arthur, beloved son of Charles and Joanna Hoskin. He died aged 8 years old in 1894. Yeah, poor children again, see. And there's Mary Ann, the beloved wife of Oliver Hoskin. In 1878 she died. Aged 71. 71. So that's Mary Ann Hoskin, beloved wife of Arthur. There we have a pretty famous local grave here. The brother of Edmund brother of Neville Norway, the Weybridge merchant. Edward Norway, the seaman, who foreseen his brother's death. Got Marie Norway. We got Mary Norway. Also, and Josephine Norway. Big family grave here, see? This will all get cleaned up eventually. We got all this stuff to take away. It's a lovely little grave here. We've got WT 1863. Obviously a little child of some sort. Right, we'll have a look over the other side. There's my tools. Show you what the folks have done. All good, a great band of volunteers. Got Knight, William Knight, and Annie. Got Buse. They're all local names in the area. So we've cleaned all this, all these graves right up through. We're all under brambles. We're hoping eventually that'll just be, well, we've trimmed this a couple of times now, it's come down lovely. This is all it's going to be. Unusual headstone. Walter Hill. Of this parish for 20 years, the faithful friend of Mrs. James, late of St. Kew Highway, who departed this life in 1897, aged 32. And there we have the mason's name, Westaway and Son, Weybridge. Admonisha Chapman. Passed away at Weybridge in 1922. Gone but not forgotten. Well, if the ground's kept like this, you'll never get forgotten. That's my word. Look at this, folks. Hey, what a difference. If you look at, like I say, if you look at my first video that I put on the channel, that's what got me into all this. And here we have a veteran, Sergeant Major William Russell, a Crimean veteran. He gained 5 medals. And badge. Died in 1895, aged 80. Also Terza, the wife of the above. She died in 1901, aged 81 years. So that's a Crimean War, and he died in 1895, so we're going way back there. We found several veterans here, but what we're going to do hopefully is get some small wreaths to put on them, on all the veterans. A few flowers, lots of butterflies here now, lots of rare orange tip ones. I need to find the grave that I found last. There's a William Craddock there. There was somebody looking for Craddocks in here a while ago, but I didn't know this was a Craddock here. Died in 1915, age 65. Also Emma, his wife, who died in 1872, sorry, age 35. Chapel, Thomas Chapel. I have to go back over the other side. I think the sun's playing. Yeah, Thomas Chapel died in 1860. Also Mary, wife of the above. Aaron Simmons departed this life in 1878. Aaron Simmons. Lots of Simmons around all these graveyards. Right. This will probably be one of those places where I'll have to come back, I expect. So I want to get on and do some work here. Okay, this is where I trimmed around last time, made it look a bit better here. Thomas Jennings, Elizabeth, the wife of Thomas Jennings. She died in 1869, aged 50 years. John and Mary Brown of this parish. Sorry, Edward, son of John and Mary Brown of this parish, who died on the 28th day of August 1874, aged 19 years. Where's that one I found last time? It's really interesting. William Hornbrook. Who died in 1881, aged 40 years. Also Hannah Marie, his wife. She died in 1921, aged 76. Next door is Robert Wills. We haven't finished cleaning his grave yet, but we're getting there. I'll move over to this way. There's some people over the garden having dinner, so here we go. William Hawke of Wadebridge. Died 1866, aged 73 years old. Okay, this is Lillian Kirkland, 1869 to 1955. Lovely old grave that is, look. In loving memory of Celia, wife of Charles John Oatley. She died in 1918. These were the people, I think, were Oatley and Martin, the engineers that did all the metalwork in the early 1800s. I'm sure Oatley, this is the same family. Louis Edgar Oatley died in 1941. Lovely grave though, eh? Solid granite, eh? Like I say, this is progress so far. I know some of it's starting to come back again, but it's all sort of strimmer work now, so somebody's been up here and trimmed all this lot. That's good. John Lander, also Harriet. John died in 1871, aged 28 years old. Harriet, wife of the above, died in 1923, aged 78 years old. Another lander, John Lander there. That must be the father. Also the wife Grace. Yeah, these must be the parents of these here. So we'll move on, folks. We'll have a look and see what's here. Thomas Fisher of Pencarrow Mill in this parish. It's about 2 miles away from here, that is. Also Elizabeth, wife of the above, departed this life in 1873, age 70. Also Richard Fisher, brother of the above. He died in 1867, age 69 years. So there's still a lot of right, from a distance I can see Joan Avery. Let's get over there a minute. Joan Avery, relic of the late Philip Travail. Who in fact, his grave is there. Philip Travail's there. Alright folks, let's have a look at all these here. This is some beautiful graves here. I'm not sure if there's any back here, but we will find them. Some all the way up through there, look. Francis Hill, also Jane Levers Hill, Mary Hicks Hill, who slept in Jesus, 1879. And look at the Westaway Camelford. Okay, was that that's a relation? Westaway from Wadebridge, it said earlier on. Whether that's the son or whatever. Lovely words. Also Francis Hill, husband of the above, age 77. These are all related somewhere. Elizabeth Ann died at Egloshayle, that's where I am now. Also Charles. That's an interesting one. Francis Hill, this parish, died in 1896, age 73. Also Jane Levers Hill, the dear beloved wife of the above, who died at Beam House, at Bugle. Beam House. See, there's more back there, but I'll get to them. You see, we've been clearing here. We cleared right through. We did clear right through all these here, but this needs to be concentrated on a bit more in around here. I found a lot more veterans as well, so I found these chains. Pollards still in the district. You can see we got clearing it as fast as we can. Got Bray over there. Okay, right, we got Annie Corey, daughter of the late Reverend Richard Corey, for 21 years vicar of this parish, who departed this life on the 2nd day of March 1886, age 83. And we've got William Bray there. Braes are still in Weybridge. Yeah, this will be food for thought on the next few. Here we go, right back to the Menhinnicks again. John Menhinnick, who died in 1892. Sorry, Lottie, the wife of John Menhinnick. Letitia, late wife of John Menhinnick. Eulalia, the wife of John Menhinnick, who died in 1884, age 56. Well, this will be one of the graves we sort of concentrate on as well. All the anthills have got a bit bigger now, but we're clearing them. It doesn't really affect them because I'll find somewhere else to go. We've got salmon, snell, wife of William Henry Arthur, second name, Thomas Goodfellow, Priscilla, Hawkins, Shepherd, Guest. Yeah, I must say my team's done a brilliant job here of clearing out. Morrison, Eleanor Ann Morrison, wife of Captain Burnett at Crone, died at Crone, aged 31 in 1876. Yeah, they've certainly done a damn good job of clearing here. We've got a few net, all this lot here through the middle to clear. Bray, Mary, the beloved wife of John Bray, who died in 1885, aged 64 years. Also the memory of John Bray, who died at Egloshayle, 1890, aged 74 years. And the Brays are still here, folks. And the Davies, Philippa Davy, William. This first grave says William, the beloved husband of Philippa Davy of Higher Trewarder, Egloshayle. That's just across the road. He died in 1920, age 67. Also Philippa, she's in there as well, wife of the above. She died in 1829, aged 78 years. Thomas Bernard, got Bate, Pinch. Who are these here then? Ah, Menhinnick again. More Menhinnicks. Okay. Mary Higgs. Memory of her father, William Guy Higgs. Died in 1871, aged 82. Also, who's that? John Menhinnick. What's that? Died at. Damn, I wish I could read that. That doesn't look like he died from around here. South what? Oh, sorry, it said suffering, silly me. Anyway, that's another John Menhinnick. He died in 1859, aged 35. Also, Samuel Alexander. Wow, this is something else. I can't read it though. Bugger. Hang on. This parish. Explosion of the that's a ship, I would think, in the United States, aged 56. Also Helen, sister of the above. Right, I need to see what I can do about this here. This needs cleaning, definitely. I need to find out what the ship was called, or what the mine was called. Explosion of the... what's that then? That looks like glycina. Glycarina, possibly. But that's definitely United States. Damn interesting that is. Right folks, that's William Guy Hills here, the wife of. It's Mary. Also in memory of Courtney, the youngest he died age 14 years anyway. I can't read it, I'm sorry about that folks. Also Mary Higgs, daughter of the above, died in 1933, aged 97. Blimey, she lived a long while. And there's Thomas Bernard, died at Trevarner. Right. Here we go. Can't read that one there for the moment. Memory of... Here we go, more Menhinnicks here for you Menhinnick descendants out there. Georgina, daughter of Alexander and Elizabeth Menhinnick, who died at Trevarner in 1831, aged 55. Right, on that note folks, I shall come back again definitely to do part 3. This is part 2. Please tell me if you like what I'm doing, and there's an unusual one here. And we'll be back here again definitely to do sort of part 3, and I'm going to carry on with some more clearing up now. So on that note, I'll catch you all later. Thank you for watching.